Hello, my name is CaMbCaMb. Today I'm going to teach you guys how to play VETO on Pearl. I have non-stop been playing VETO since he came out in ranked. I have about 68 games played so far. Been having a blast, by the way. But I'm going to teach you guys all the different tech that I've learned and how to specifically play this agent properly on Pearl to get the most amount of values possible. Starting off, I'm going to show you guys the setups I have for the A site. What I like to do is I like to put my trip as far back A main as I can without leaving any gaps on the side for them to walk around, just like this. A lot of people are like, well, why don't you just put the trip right next to the doorway, right? It'll be harder for them to break, and I'll show you guys why, right? So if the enemy team walks in the site and your teammates throw smoke here, so they walk out of the smoke, they go to execute, this thing will hit them. And most of the time when they get hit by a piece of utility, they'll want to back up. So we'll be backing up into safety. And I've even seen people back up far enough to get behind this wall. So you won't even be able to spam them out of this smoke and kill them, right? Where my trip right here in the open, you walk out, you get hit by it. You can't really back up into this smoke for safety. There's nowhere for cover. You're kind of stuck in the site. So wherever you want to peek from backside to collect off this kill is much easier. And this is something I realized really early on with VETOs. When I put it next to a doorway, the enemies will end up just sitting in smoke or going back behind a doorway, so I won't be able to kill anyone. So the trip doesn't get that much value, and I just can't hold the site, right? This trip makes it way easier and help you get kills. Next up, guys, you don't want to put your interceptor right here usually, because when the enemies are walking up A main, they can easily hear this. Not only does it make sound when it's not activated, but it's even louder when you activate it. Listen. So you get the point that I'm saying, right? So when you want to use your interceptor in sight, you kind of want to tuck it somewhere that it's a little bit harder to break. So for example, you could throw it, look, line of sight of the doorway right there. So you can throw your thing anywhere like up against this wall right here. So when the enemies are like in main, they won't be able to hear it because it's much further back. And to be able to shoot it, they'll have to walk out of the main smoke that your teammates thrown, okay? And another spot I like to do is up here, as high as you can. If you do it lower, it might get blocked off by smoke, so throw it up higher. So all the enemy util that they throw will be broken. It'll just get broken about at this position instead of right at that doorway. So it still works out really nicely, and they can't hear that interceptor as easily, so they might hear it and just run to the other side. So that way, you can catch the enemies off guard. But guys, the key is with this utility is to keep moving it around. Put it here one round, put it here, throw it up here. Just keep it moving and keep it out of sight so it's not easily being able to be broken. Now I'm going to show you guys how I like to use my teleporters. First thing I'll do is I'll usually throw like a teleporter back here, and then I'll go throw like a teleporter towards like dugout or something like over here on this angle. And the key is, guys, so they're running out into sight, they're dumping their utility, you pop your interceptor, your trip goes off, you swing this angle right here, and you try to get one off your trip. You got someone, they're stuck over here, right? You kill them, you tuck back into cover, then you teleport. Now you're in a new position, they're yelling, backside, backside! And then you peek out and you go for another kill on this person. If you'd like, you can teleport over to this next one to reposition, or get yourself out alive if you would like, and then you could walk back there and retake with your team afterwards. This is mainly how you're going to want to use your teleporters, is peek, go for a kill, go back to cover, and then teleport. So that way, you don't get yourself killed. Really useful stuff. And later on in this video, I'm going to show you guys a bunch of different teleports I use to rotate the map quickly, but right there were the ones I use for the A site. VETO is not like Cypher and Vice where you just sit in the bomb site, you wait for them to walk in, you activate your util and go for kills. You actually have a lot more potential for aggressive plays. And here's one that I like to do is I'll throw my TP right here. Second the round starts, I'll just come up A main quietly, shift walking, and if nobody is here, I will continue to walk up, and sometimes there might be a lurker, and you just take the 1v1 on them. Be confident in yourself. This character is more about your aiming capabilities rather than just the util only. So take this space up, take your 1v1, go for your kill, and if no one's here, guys, you can just pretend I'm still shifting. You can come over here and use your teleport to get past whatever trip they have over here, or if they don't, then if they're B, for example, then you could use your trip to go over this one and go flank them B, right? So now you're using your TP to get past all their flank util and taking all their space. Hey guys, they're A, or they're B, guys, they're B. You just took all the A space, right? And if you are walking up A main and all of a sudden you hear dog, flash, flash, all this util, just get out. Go play site, go play up your setup that I already showed you. And this will help your team a lot in these ranked games, taking all that space from the other team. It's really smart and really strong. Try it out. Now for how I like to play VETO on the B site, I like to start off by putting my trip as far back as I can, so about right here, while it still covers these 2 points right here so no one can lurk past. Just like the A site thing that I explained to you guys, if you put it tight right here, they'll just be able to walk back into cover, where this one, they're out of the smoke, they're committed, they'll get caught, easy kill for you, right? And for the interceptor, where do you want to put it? If you throw it somewhere high up here, the enemy team can actually go around your smoke over here and see over it and possibly break this. So something you could do is you can kind of throw it anywhere in this area right here, like this, or up here. so it's pretty decent and hidden. I also like to throw it down here, right? Really good spot, and it'll break all the util that you will need this to break, and it'll still be mostly hidden from the other team. It's really nice. And you're like, well, Cam, how do you use the teleports? I'm going to show you guys a few different cool things that I like to do over here. So something I like to do is I'll throw one like back hall, and I'll throw one like out of the bomb site. Or instead of the back hall one, I'll throw one here or here, right? So there's a lot of different things you can just do with these TPs, because there's a lot of little rat corners on this site, unlike the A bomb site. So you can start the round off, you can play over here, you can kind of make noise, maybe even spam the smoke and try to go for a kill. Or if they start executing the site, you pop your interceptor, you go for one kill, TP back hall, off rip. And then you got this different position over here, and you can just take this duel. Or instead you could have teleported to this spot or to this spot. Or if you are really rough after you TP back hall, you can go for a kill, and you can TP out of sight if they're just rushing you down. So that way you can keep your life and help you and your team in order to retake this site, right? So it's a really good thing you can do. And that's the reason I think VETO is so much fun, is directly because of his teleports. His trip isn't that fun, his interceptor isn't that fun. It all comes from the teleport and the different positions you can catch. If you want to get really, really crafty, you can start the round off by TPing up here and buying an op and going for a kill on this angle right here, and then falling off, and then repositioning, and then using your TP to get out of sight later. There's a lot of different upwards and like off angles you can take, right? And B site is one of those sites, guys, where you do need to get aggressive, and you do need to take this space, because this site is hard to hold just by sitting in it, right? So you can throw your TP right here, for example, and then you can put another one towards back hall, okay? And then right when the barrier drops, you push up B here, and you can either go to two spots. You can go to pillar here, or you can go to this corner right here. And for my example, I'll go over here to this pillar angle. You can just sit right here. Right when the round starts, they're going to be running it down, right? And you can peek, go for your one kill on this angle. You don't want to tuck here, because if you go here and get one kill, by the time you TP back here, you're going to be traded and you're going to be killed. So you're going to want to peek out like this, go for your one here, and then teleport back here so the enemies don't have time to trade you. And now if you need to, you can go back hall and then go take a different swing, or you can just save that TP later, play right here, go for your one, TP right here. So now you just took all that space B main, you go for that one, you apply that pressure, you make them use their util to try to clear you out every round, and you just TP out. And if no one's there, hey, walk up, do the thing like we talked about on the A side, right? And you could just kind of just teleport right past their utility and get a flank on. Or if they don't have a trip here, you can just do the trip over here, TP passing, go flank them if they run A. Big, hey guys, no one's B, I took all of B, let's rotate. And just help your teammates have 4 people on the bomb site that they're going to be executing on. So it's really good stuff. Before I show you guys my favorite part about playing VETO on Pearl, I will say if you guys want to learn more about playing VETO, you want to ask me any questions, or if you just want to see some high level Immortal Radiant ranked gameplay on VETO, I stream every single day at twitch.tv/CaMbCaMb, so come check me out. And my favorite thing about playing VETO on this map is the teleporting rotation throughout the map. Now I'm going to show you guys a setup that I like to do. First TP, I like to throw right here. And I'm going to go ghost mode just for the sake of the video, so I don't waste your time. You can do this on foot before the buy barrier drops. Second trip, right here. Then, while you're hitting your way past B, you throw your interceptor right there. Then you continue to run up highway, and there'll be a barrier right here. And you can drop your trip at the barrier, or wait for the barrier to drop, and just throw your trip next to the door. Either one works great. And now you can just play mid link. And now, look at this. You have info towards mid, and you have an interceptor towards B to help your teammates if they're going towards B. And you go, hey, let me know if they're A, or let me know if they're B. You go, oh, they're B, they're hitting B. You run over here, you get in range of this teleporter, and within 2 seconds, you're already out backside fighting with your team. Pop your interceptor and go for any of these duels. Look at that. How easy is that? And the same thing goes for if you're playing that mid connect area and they're A. But by the time the enemy team even wraps around this little corner with their fade dog and their little flashes, you're already out sight dueling and helping them take these fights. Really strong. These rotates help you keep in the action. You're always there. You're always ready to fight. And you're like, well, Cam, what if I'm playing A and I want to be towards B real quick? Okay, yeah. You just kind of use these teleports that I already showed you, but in reverse. So one goes right here, and then one goes right here. So you're playing A, and the key is with this, guys, make sure you do have your interceptor and your trip set up somewhere. So you can just have a full setup A like this round, like I showed you guys earlier in the video, the A setup. And now you're playing A, and you're like, okay, well, no one's here. You run into this corner right here, TP mid, take 2 steps across mid, teleport here, and now, guys, within 4 seconds, you can already either peek out heaven or peek out lower over here. Within 4 seconds, you're on A, and you're fighting towards B. And that's why this character is so much fun to me. And, like, again, I'll show you guys really quick If you guys want to do the opposite, you wouldn't put a trip here. You would put a trip somewhere about here on mid, just enough so you could reach it on B. So about right here, but it doesn't get you killed on this angle, right? And then you're going to want to do the same TP spot that I showed you earlier and the same rotation, right? I don't need to sit here and explain every single detail of this. I think you guys get the point. You're just easily able to TP over and run to the next spot and TP over, right? Really awesome stuff. The key is with this, guys, make sure you do have your trip clicked down somewhere and make sure you do have your interceptor clicked down somewhere. And you have to be locked in. You will be doing this setup down to the last like 3 to 4 seconds of every single buy phase. So make sure you're ready to click that util down and throw it down and be like, all right, guys, if you need my interceptor, call for it. Otherwise, I got a trip here. Just make sure you calm out to your teammates. Otherwise, this fast rotating doesn't help if your teammates don't call out where the enemies are, right? You know what I'm saying? The thing people struggle with the most is how to attack with a sentinel character like VETO, how to get value, how to get kills, right? So I'm going to show you guys some plays that are really cool. So something you could do is you can actually TP over here off the start of a round, and usually the enemies will be holding this angle right here. And you can TP over here without them being able to hear your TP because they'll be all the way in sight. So you could actually shift walk out over here and potentially kill someone peeking any of these back hall angles over here, or even walk up here and try to find a 1v1 on somebody because they're going to be so trained on that angle, you will be able to catch a player lacking. So it's really fun to use that TP to catch different off angles. And some other stuff that I really like to do on attack is to use the interceptor, right? So you guys know how a Fade will throw an eyeball A main every single round? The barrier is about right here, right? So you can legitimately throw your eyeball right here, and then your whole team can go execute the B site together, and you don't even have to be near the interceptor. The second the round starts, you just pop it and it'll break whatever info util they throw over here. They throw a dart, they throw that little eyeball, this interceptor will just break it. So now they don't know if you're A or not, they don't know where you guys are because you instantly pop their info ability. So they're kind of going to be worried. And I use this same technique on every single map. On Haven, you throw it outside A, pop it, break that Silver Dart. You guys see what I'm saying? This character isn't just so one-dimensional. You have a lot of different options you can do for attacking, right? Another play that I really do like to do as well is you can literally just throw your TP in sight, right? So you can just throw your one TP here, throw your TP here, and you can TP into the site like this, clear out the close corners with your teammates, plant the spike, teleport out, right? And it's just really nice to be able to make a play like that because you're sick of dying while you're planting, or like if they throw a grenade on you while you're trying to plant or something, you can just TP out to safety, right? So that way you don't just die planting the bomb, and then you'll always have your trip holding the flank. And there's just a lot of different ways you can utilize the teleport. I've caught myself like teleporting up on this box while we're attacking. We split A, and I'll just be up here killing people post plan. I won a nice clutch on this angle earlier today. So it's really fun to use those elevations, and you can use these TPs to take a lot of space from the enemy team, right? And if you know the enemy team has a Vice or a VETO or a chamber trip in the same spot every single round, get confident, bro. Just be confident about your lurk and yourself. Don't be a scared little sentinel player, bro. Just don't. So you guys know they have a trip around this corner. You just walk up, TP past it. And I've done this so much to people where I just TP past their sentinel util and I will try to go for a fight. And especially if you hear someone leave or rotate from that site, just TP right in. They'll have no idea where you went, and you can go for a confident and aggressive kill, right? It's super fun. And now I'm going to show you guys who are like maybe newer to playing sentinel role on kind of basics real quick. So if the two trips you're going to use to hold the flank is one right here, so they won't be able to flank here, and the other one's going to be right here, right? And if you and all your teammates are all going A, this trip will hold the flank fine. Boom, perfect, right? But if you have a few teammates A, a few teammates mid, and no one towards B, you can trip here still, right? So when you want to go execute A later in the round, you have the trip to hold it, but then you go lurk towards B, do that teleport, do whatever you want towards B. Your job at the end of the day is to make sure that flank is held, right? And the same thing goes for the A side of the map, right? Is you can throw the trip towards B, and you can just walk up A if your teammates are all mid, just to make sure either side is the flank is held, right? And something to be aware of is this thing operates like a chamber trip. People can easily teleport past it. I had someone smoke it off today and walk up behind me and my team and kill my whole team. So there is that, being aware of that this trip is easily bypassable, right? Just like all the other sentinel trips are. And last thing I do have to say, guys, if you do enjoy this video, make sure you guys subscribe. I will be making a VETO guide for every map currently in the map pool. I'm thinking about Corrode or Bind next. So make sure you guys subscribe if you want to stick around for that. And I appreciate you sticking around and watching this video. Have a great day.